Capricorn, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be your monthly reading for the month of August. Keep in mind, Capricorn, timing and energy is still fluid. This reading could play out at any point in time throughout the month of August. This reading may or may not be for you. Also keep in mind, energies can be swapped around. I could be speaking to you or to a cross watcher. So swap around the energies, but do not cram yourself into a message that's not meant for you. This is also for any major Capricorn placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So Capricorn, let's jump in and see what kind of a message Spirit has for you for the month ahead. We are going to start off today with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I'm changing things up a little bit for this monthly session. So we're going to do your current energies, a message from your higher self, potential near future energies, what's hidden below the surface, and a potential overall outcome. So these are just energies giving you a heads up to work with, and let's see what we got here. So fates, the fated, destined energy is stepping in with a soulmate connection. So there might be a fated change in a soulmate partnership. I'm not sure. We're going to have to dig a little bit deeper. You might be in a connection now that really isn't meant for you. So there might be some fated events taking place to break you free. I'm not sure. So it might appear to be a soulmate union. I think there's a need to speak some truth, though. So let's keep going here, Capricorn, and see what messages need to come through for you. So what are the current energies surrounding my Capricorn collective? Current energies, please, for Capricorn for the month of August. All right, by the book. Co-create in reversed, TikTok in reverse. So I think something needs to close out. I think this has been a long, tedious journey. I think it's been like this energy of dry stuckness. And I think coming to this realization, like you've created this reality. And I think you've been feeling like you're walking a tightrope, feeling like you're walking on eggshells, likely dealing with a connection that does not have what it takes to go the distance. There's definitely the breakdown of a foundation rooted in an old pattern, an old mindset, and I think it's time to close this book out. I do think it's time to close this book out, and I think, time's up. It's kind of feeling like a Seven of Pentacles in reversed. I think you've spent a lot of time trying to make things work in a foundation. It's really not yielded any growth. It's not yielded any creativity. I think it's stifled your creativity. I think there's a blockage. Maybe it was based in some lower chakra urges. And it's definitely blocked some blessings. I think you're struggling financially. And I think you've been unwilling to make a decision. You've been unwilling to look at another option. And you're stuck. You're stuck, and I think you're about to get a wake-up call, is kind of what I'm feeling the current energies are. So let's get a message from your higher self. A message from Capricorn's higher self. I think you've not really wanted to look at this. You've been ignoring your intuition when it comes to this situation. Deep down inside, you know this is not for you. Deep down inside, you know this is not for you, but you've been ignoring it. You've been ignoring the red flags. You've been sweeping the red flags under the rug, not wanting to look at it, not really observing what's really going on below the surface. And once again, it's a block to your blessings. This could be like financial struggles, and all because I think you don't want to be alone. You're afraid to be alone, and so you keep playing into something that needs to close out. And if you want peace in your life, I think that you need to stop ignoring your intuition. Near future energy, the fork in the road in reversed, between worlds in reversed, and time for a nap in reversed. I think you're going to be getting a major wake-up call. That's what's coming up really, really fast. And it's like this Two of Wands in reversed. Not making a decision is a decision, and that's when the universe kind of got to come in, and they got to take that rug right from under you and knock the wind out of you because you're stuck. I think you've been in a very dark, dreary, depressing situation. You've likely been repressed, suppressed, quite possibly depressed in the dark night of the soul and afraid to step through the doorway of a new experience. And you're going to get a wake-up call because I think the signs have been cautioning you and you've been ignoring them. So let's see what's hidden below the surface. Oh my gosh, I think you got a messy situation here. Yeah, it's time to get honest with yourself. I do think this is going to be emotional. I do think this hurts. I think it might feel like you're going to have your heart ripped out of your chest. With the yin reversed, it's like the Ace of Cups reversed. Because there is no reviving this. It's time to go. It's time to close the book on this situation. It's time to exchange something lesser for something better. And the fates are kind of stepping in because you've been going round and round and round in the same negative or repetitive cycle with somebody that you've been encouraged to leave behind, and you're clinging to control. You're holding on tight to something that you know you need to leave behind because there's no equality here. There's no balance here. There's no equal giving and receiving. There's no reciprocity. And it's kind of time to clean up this mess. It's kind of time to break free from this never-ending cycle and to know that you have what it takes to go the distance. I think there's going to be like a coming to Jesus moment. It's time to get honest with yourself. Somebody's not telling you the truth. Somebody's been wearing a mask, a false persona. They've been manipulating you. Maybe you've both been wearing a mask. Maybe you're both not being authentic. And it is about authenticity. And I think failing to learn a lesson when it comes to these relationship patterns. And I think, you know, your heart's really not in it anymore. But you're afraid to feel the ending. You're afraid to feel the pain of the ending, of the fact that there is no reviving this. It's dead. It's gone. You can't bring a tree back to life that's dead. And I think it's kind of time to accept this ending. I'm going to read out of the book for you, Capricorn. I've not done that for anybody yet. But this why's come out a few times, and it is about patterns. It is about relationship patterns. And so I think we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this energy for you. So what are your motives? What are your intentions in this connection? What is motivating you? Stability? Because I don't think you're happy. And, you know, I think you went into this relationship not really thinking it through. And I feel it's time to recognize that this is a negative behavioral pattern, stemmed in some unresolved issues from the past, maybe some past life issues with this person. So I think you need to ask yourself why. Why am I feeling like this? Because I think you're in a place of self-denial too. I think you're denying maybe what is motivating your person to stay in this connection as well. And so I think August is going to be a time of spending some quiet introspection with yourself. I think you've been ignoring this deep knowing from within, like I talked to you about. And what is your intuition telling you? Because in the end, life is about loving and being loved. And I don't feel love under the surface of this relationship. And I think it's time to uncover why you've allowed yourself to stay stuck. Because I think you've been subconsciously denying the truth when it comes to, you know, you're not going to be able to achieve the outcome you want here. There's no more new beginning in love here. And I think you've been holding on just to make yourself feel better because you don't want to be alone. And you're seeking that outside approval, I think. But deep down inside, you know, this is not where you're meant to be, and maybe you're staying stuck because you want to have the last word. I'm not really sure, but I think you really need to go into some deep soul searching to figure out what's driving your motives in this situation and to uncover what has kept you stuck here, why you've chose to stay stuck in a situation that you've been guided to leave behind. Because if you want to be free, if you want happiness, I think you're going to have to get honest with yourself. So let's get a potential overall outcome, Capricorn. And then we're going to jump in with some tarot and clarify these energies. Potential overall outcome, please, for Capricorn. You're going right towards peace. I'm all done trying to make things work. Closing the book on the past, because this is a cycle. And I think you're feeling like you're going crazy. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that's been gaslighting you, deluding you, keeping you in an illusion, and there is going to be a major wake-up call because it's time to finish this symphony. There really is nothing left to learn here. And I think you're headed straight towards peace the second you decide to walk away from something that you've been playing into time and time again, a spiraling energy. So let's clarify the co-create reverse, TikTok reverse, and buy the book. Yeah. There's going to be some type of exposure or a confession about, you know, this situation. So the Knight of Cups comes in, speaks words of love, feeds you a cup of love, but really they're feeding you a cup of bullshit is kind of what I'm feeling. And there's going to be a revelation, a confession or a revelation, some secrets coming out about just how manipulative this Knight of Cups is. So you could be dealing with a water sign. It doesn't have to be. But there's been secrets here. Maybe financial thieving. I'm not sure. Maybe this has been a burden on your financial stability. But I do feel it's time to close the book. So we're going to clarify this energy. We always get to create our own destiny, but what I see here is there's just no more working together. It's just not working. There's no sense of community. There's no balance. There could be some third-party interference with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, but it's like, it's done. It's over. I can't work with this person, is what I'm feeling, and you're being encouraged to go in a new direction. Put the past to bed. Brand new creative endeavor. This person is a block to your creativity for sure. And I think it's time to maybe quickly depart a situation where, you know, somebody's really not invested in building a solid foundation with you. Somebody come in for passion. That's what they wanted, was some passion. Really not commitment material. Not willing to commit. Pretends to be solid and stable, but really doesn't have much to offer. Bad investment for sure. And you've been stuck in this. You've been calling this love. You've been stuck in a situation where you thought this was wish fulfillment, and it really isn't. And I think you're going to be breaking yourself free. I think you've not wanted to look at this. I think you feel like you're enslaved in this situation, but there's no more working together. This person really wasn't on your team in the first place is what I'm feeling, and recognizing that and choosing to start something new, to embark upon a creative journey, a co-creative journey. So let's take a look at the Observer reversed. Not for you, reversed. Deep Knowing, reversed. I kind of did that a little bit backwards. But let's take a look. Yeah, you're dealing with somebody that's kept you in an illusion. You're dealing with a master manipulator is what I'm feeling. You could be dealing with a fire sign, a Virgo, or a Gemini. But you also could be dealing with somebody that has a lot of options behind the scenes that they've been hiding. And time's up. Things are getting worse. This is very toxic, very codependent, extremely codependent. And it's time to break yourself free. I think you've got all the tools that you need to plant those seeds in a new direction. I think you've prayed for peace in your life. You've prayed for happiness. You've prayed for abundance. And I think you're dealing with somebody clinging to control, maybe because of materialism. Maybe somebody's addicted to money and status quo, Capricorn energy again. But I feel you need to break free before things get worse. You cannot keep ignoring the red flags. This is something that you're chained to that's very toxic, that I feel you're breaking free from. Breaking free from an illusion. 7 is the number from heaven. So I kind of feel like this deep awareness of this is not meant for you since probably about that 7-7 portal gateway. And I feel it's time to heal. There is a need for moderation. If there's been over drinking or drug abuse, there is a need for moderation. There is a need to be honest, because I kind of feel you're dealing with a liar. And maybe you're going to be very upset when this truth gets revealed. And maybe you're going to have some harsh words to speak to this person. And, you know, holding on to an illusion. I don't want to walk away from this. I'm going to hold on and I'm going to pretend I'm happy. I'm going to post all over social media that I'm happy, even though I know I'm not and I need to walk away. And I know this was a bad investment. There's really no love here at all. But hey, we got a solid foundation. So I do feel materialism, greed. So let's see what this wake-up call is all about. Time for a nap reversed. 4 cups. You've been depressed, you've been suppressed, and you don't see another golden opportunity trying to come in. All you've been focused on is this third-party drama is what I'm feeling. I think you've got a lot of people in the mix, a lot of people telling you what to do. I think you're afraid to walk away because of the embarrassment is what I'm feeling. So let's take a look at the fork in the road reversed in between worlds. So this is going to really activate a heart chakra awakening is what I'm feeling. And it's going to take you to your knees, a coming to Jesus moment. I think this is a trigger to activate going into the depths of a core wound. Maybe a wound of not feeling worthy of commitment, not feeling worthy of love. And you've been trapped. You've been enslaved in a false contract, thinking that this was my person. I don't think they're ever going to fully commit to you. You've been trapped thinking this is wish fulfillment, but ultimately it's left you feeling emotionally bankrupt. I think you're struggling financially and you're losing sleep, you're stressed, anxiety ridden, and it's time to bring balance back into your life. And maybe that's going to require the ending, divorce proceedings, the ending of a long-standing committed partnership, and to find that strength to get your emotions in check and to get in the driver's seat and to head in a new direction. Cancer energy, Leo energy. I think a core wound here. I think you need to block somebody because you're getting a wake-up call about, hey, I want love in my life. And maybe it's a big, big lesson in self-love, honoring who you are, honoring what's on your heart, and not ignoring the signs and you know, the red flags. So let's take a look at this truth be told. Truth be told, it's time to withdraw from this investment. And I kind of feel bad investment, admitting to yourself this was a bad investment and releasing it, because I think you've been holding on because you don't want to hear I told you so or something of the sort. So this could even be a child speaking up. Let's get one more energy, please, on the Y reversed. Because you don't want to admit failure, maybe. The truth is, this has been a connection that's been filled with all kinds of power struggles, all kinds of drama, all kinds of challenges, all kinds of people know your business is what I'm feeling. And I think you need to go within. Spend a little time in introspection to really learn this lesson in its entirety. Virgo energy, Taurus energy, and come to a realization that it's time to release something. You could be dealing with a miser. Somebody very stingy with their money, doesn't really open up with their emotions. I feel a huge release, a letting go of a connection that I feel you spent a lot of time on, but it's not going to lead to committed partnership. If you've been hoping that this person would commit to you, I don't think they've got what it takes. So let's clarify peace and unfinished symphony in reverse, because I feel this is closing out and you're headed straight towards peace. The second you cut ties with this very toxic individual that's been manipulating you is the second that you have peace in your life. Yeah. I think you're angry. I think you're bitter. You're upset. You could be dealing with somebody very vengeful. Somebody definitely is lying, not telling the truth, and I think you need to get honest with yourself. There is going to be exposure or confession, or maybe even an angry outburst of some sort, some very harsh words spoken, but it will break you free and maybe get you on the pathway of a divinely guided union, the lovers. Maybe there's going to be a message you don't want to hear about somebody going in another direction, an unexpected choice in love. Gemini doesn't have to be. But I think you want a connection and you want to grow from the heart. You want a heart-centered connection, and where you've been at, it's been a trauma bond. It's not been love. It's been an illusion. It's created all kinds of anxiety, stress. And I think balancing out a situation, this could be a huge, unfortunate loss. A huge, unfortunate loss for not closing out a cycle sooner. This could lead you down the pathway of financial ruin. But I think resistance to learning a lesson, it's time to close this out. It's time to learn this lesson and allow it to come full circle. You could also need to deal with something from the past that was never fully closed out. But either way, there's going to be a realignment. I think you're feeling like a jokester. You're feeling like a fool. I think somebody's tricked you. And it's time for you to get in the driver's seat and to go in a new direction. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus, Cancer, Gemini. But I think you've been living your life with the rose-colored glasses on, not wanting to look at the imbalance in this situation. And it's not been giving you what it is that you deserve. There's not equal giving and receiving. And I think you're coming into some enlightenment, some expansion about where you've played the martyr, where you've held on, where you've been manipulated. I think you're dealing with a snake. And you got to find the strength from within to balance out this situation and to moderate the situation. And I do think this is going to hurt. There's going to be some kind of revelation or a secret. I think you've been listening to poor advice. You got misguided by some falsehoods. I think there was a third party in the background that maybe somebody didn't fully release. And I do think this is going to be a very emotional time. Two people not emotionally invested, pretending to be happy in a connection where both of you have been grieving and very unhappy, holding on to something that needs to die away, Scorpio energy, holding on to something that you need to walk away from. You're dealing with a narcissist. I think you're dealing with a tyrant, somebody that, seeks to divide, seeks to control, somebody that is not a good father figure. And I feel very manipulative. And it's kind of time to break free. It's kind of time to break free. So let's get a couple last messages with the Crystal Stone deck. I'm a little bit distracted. There's like all kinds of construction going on the street, and I just saw HVAC truck go by, and I got distracted. So I think you need to recharge. I think you've been in the dark night of the soul. I think you have been in the dark night of the soul. And you need some self-love. You need some love from the universe for sure. And you need to see this for what it is at face value. There's this deep sense of lack. I think you work every day, you grind every day, and you're not yielding any rewards. And so I feel like a flip, like a reorientation. So let's see what else needs to come through for you with the Crystal Stone deck. I think, emotions are going to be heavy. There's going to be a wake-up call, and you're going to be hitting that rock bottom. And you're going to have to feel all your feels, and I think that's what's really prevented you from walking away, is feeling the pain of this ending. And let's face it, all endings hurt. Toxic relationship or not, all endings hurt. But I think you could benefit from delivering some truth to yourself is what I'm feeling. Maybe this is a common law relationship, but I feel in your heart of hearts, you know that this was rooted in some lower chakra energies. Maybe it was a lustful connection at first, but it's time to get moving. It's time to release these energetic blocks. If you want a healthy relationship, you got to get moving in a new direction. You're dealing with a very materialistic, vain, power-craving person, and I think you've lacked your better judgment. You could be dealing with a Leo. I think you got to dig yourself out of a mess you've made, and you've been all worried. You've been indecisive, and you've got desires of what you've constructed, what you want in your life, and this is not it. It was based in material pleasures. I think it's not giving you the high that it used to give you. It was instant gratification. It was lust. And this person was like really shiny at first, but I feel you're dealing with somebody very shallow. And it's time to go to the deep, is kind of what I'm feeling. Is there anything else left for Capricorn, please? Yeah, it's time to shine bright like a diamond. And so, a diamond gets put under all of this pressure, all of this grit. And so I feel you've been under all of this pressure, dealing with all kinds of gritty situations, and you've had this spiritual cloud over you connected to this person. And I think it's time for you to release this icy cold relationship and to make your intentions perfectly clear. And you might have to be aggressive about it, is kind of what I'm feeling. But I feel it's time to break through the darkness and to shine bright like a diamond and to recharge. And to recharge, because that you've been all up in your head. It's time to escape all of these thoughts. I do feel a deep-seated wound here that needs to be addressed. And I feel an awakening of some sort, an awakening in order for you to ascend past this baggage. Get ready to suit up. Get ready to walk through the fire. I do feel a past life connection here. But it was to clear some karma, and it was to get you to go into the depths of your very being. And so I think you've got like this proverbial paintbrush and the blank canvas in front of you, and all you got to do is get real. You got lost in this connection, in this shallowness, in these very materialistic priorities, in the status quo driven culture. And it is about love. It's not always about the dollar bills. So I feel it's time to get to know the real you, the you that you lost in this connection. And that's kind of what I got, Capricorn. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, I do encourage you to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.